Did you know that learning to draw has got absolutely nothing to do with talent? And it doesn't matter whether you're an absolute beginner, maybe a little bit more advanced, or you just want to maybe rekindle or reignite that artistic journey you started when you were a child, you know, all those years ago, and then life got in the way. I'm going to show you the exact same lessons that I taught here in my studio, before COVID came along, for upwards of $50 an hour for free. Now all I ask in return is that you give me a thumbs up, leave a comment and share it with your friends. And if you haven't yet subscribed but would like to, hit that subscribe button, click on all, and that way you'll get notified every time a new tutorial comes out. Now be sure to watch through to the end, because not only will I be sharing with you all the techniques that I've learned along the way, but I'm also going to be giving a shout out to another very special channel. Now in today's tutorial I'm going to be going over a drawing that I've already done with my fine line pens, which in my opinion I believe are the best value on the market today. I'm Robbie Greer from Rusticated-Art, and this is my Funtimes family art playlist where you get to draw along with me from the comfort of your own home. So what do you reckon? You ready to get started? Well, come on then. Well, today I thought I'd do an inking, because I haven't used my Unipin's fine liners for quite a while now. So I thought, well, what I'll do is it's a drawing that I've already done, which was of the water boring truck, Pioneer Village, and I just thought I'd just go over it with the pen, because I don't actually do ink drawings as such. I tend to go over my existing graphite drawings, and I don't rub out the graphite either. Well, I don't rub it all out. I'll take out bits and pieces here and there, because I love the finish of it with the graphite and the ink, and I call it a platinum finish. Although this is an ink drawing tutorial, but it's also a review of the Unipin fine line pens, and I've been using these ever since I started using ink on my drawings. And I've got the Staedtler ones there, I've got Faber-Castell, got several others too that I've used, but I've just found over the years that these Unipin fine liners are just as good as anything else. They're made by Mitsubishi, and they are which of course is a Japanese company. Price wise, hands down they're the best value for money, that's for sure. Now as far as I know, they make 3 different types. They've got the black, they have a dark grey, and they have a light grey as well. And the light grey is very similar to the graphite, so yeah, they're great little pens. And I find the dark grey is really good for doing, rusty sort of things, sheets of iron and things like that. And I tend to use my pens in a similar way to the way I use the pencils. So you can apply different pressure, want it a bit darker in places, or you can do it very lightly. And I also keep my old fine liners too. In fact, I very rarely throw them out, because I find that if I'm trying to do a little bit of shading in different parts, that the ones that haven't got so much ink in them, the nibs get a bit small. I find that I can use them to create similar values or tones as I do with my pencils, because once you put down the ink, that's it, it's down. So you've got to be able to use a lighter hand or a darker hand. Now here I'm using the light grey, and I find that's perfect for doing posts and things like that, where you don't want it to be too black or too dark. And just like most things, it all comes down to practice. So the more you use them, the more you'll find that the more you can do with them. And of course now here I'm using the black ink, just to define around the windscreen, around the doorways there. There's sort of a lip that goes around for the rain to run off. Now the one thing I will say is that when you do start using fine line pens or even pen and inks, you've got to be bold, because once you put that line down, it's there, and if you start thinking about making mistakes, well, then you're going to really make mistakes. So you can have a bit of a practice around first, but once you get into it, just go for it. It'll bring a whole new dimension to your artwork. and it really does make a graphite drawing pop. And as you can see, I'm really just going around the outline of everything. The shading's a little bit different, and I'll explain a bit more on that when we get more into that side of the drawing, or that part of the drawing. At the moment, all I'm really doing is getting in the outline and the main features. Now you'll notice I'm using the light grey pen here, and that's because I don't want the outline to be too dark. But you just want to be able to have a hint of an outline. It's very, very subtle. So that's where the grey pen comes, the light grey pen comes in very, very handy. And I'm just going around bits and pieces that I feel need a little bit more attention, making the grill a bit more detailed there. Now, if you haven't used ink pens before, then what I would suggest you do is get an old drawing, an old pencil drawing, or even draw an old, a graphite drawing, and then practice on that. And just start off with, the first thing that I started to do was posts. And in fact, in my Funtimes Family Art playlist, the first drawing is a graphite post. And that's also the first lesson that I teach when I do my art classes here before COVID came along. So just practice on that, and you'll find that it just makes it, it just makes it a bit easier. You don't want to be worrying about what you're doing, it's got to be enjoyable. Otherwise, there's just no point in doing it. When I find drawing, whether using pen or ink, either pencil or ink, I find it the most satisfying, relaxing thing to do. I mean, 2 hours can go just like that. Now the pen I'm using here has a much bigger, it hasn't got a nib, it's more like, it's not a brush, but it's soft, it's sort of more like a brush pen. And of course I'm using this because I want to create more depth. So this is the best way to do it, to use black, because the black tires, I could have used a fine line pen, but this is a lot easier and a lot quicker to do. Well, now I've got the tires, and I think we'll leave it here for now. That'll do us for today. Let's go and check out this week's shout out. Now, let me introduce you to Dave Anthony Art. Now, I've only just recently come across this channel. He's only been going since March on YouTube this year, and what an artist. He's a charcoal, and he uses a bit of graphite too, but he's got such a unique way of drawing, and he doesn't do just little drawings, he does big drawings. But they're just, they're amazing. I've never seen anything like it before. He's got a great personality, and he's always got a story to tell. But when you get the chance, jump on over there, tell him Robbie from Rusticated-Artist sent you. I really do know that you're going to enjoy it. It's just one of those sort of, he just sort of talks away there and he's drawing away. It's all in time lapse. So like I said, when you get the chance, jump on over there. I know he'll really appreciate your support. And once again, I'll leave a link in the description. To me, art is the most relaxing, satisfying thing that anyone can do. And anyone can do it. So long as you can hold a pencil and write your name, you can learn to draw. You just got to want to enough.